Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to today's episode. We're here to help you improve your English listening skills with some everyday topics and real-life situations. Listening is one of the most important parts of learning any language, and the best way to get better is by practicing regularly. In this episode, we'll take you through a variety of relatable and practical scenarios. These are situations you might encounter in your daily life, like having a friendly chat with a coworker, asking for directions, or even planning a trip. By listening closely, you'll not only sharpen your comprehension, but also gain confidence in understanding and responding naturally in English. If you ever feel the pace is a bit fast, don't worry. You can always adjust the playback speed on YouTube. Just click the gear icon and choose a speed that's comfortable for you. The goal is to make listening enjoyable and useful, so take your time and enjoy the process. Let's get started with mabambertansho. Our first topic, having a conversation about weekend plans. Imagine you're chatting with a friend at work on a Friday afternoon. They ask, "What are your plans for the weekend?" How would you respond? A typical conversation might sound like this. Friend, "Hey, any exciting plans this weekend?" You, "Actually, yes. I'm planning to visit the new art gallery downtown. I heard it has some amazing exhibits. How about you?" Friend, "That sounds great. I'm thinking of taking a short trip to the beach. The weather looks perfect for it." Conversations like this are common, and understanding how to respond naturally is key. Notice how the responses aren't complicated. They're simple and to the point, which makes them easy to follow. Now, think about your own weekend plans. What would you say if someone asked you the same question? Practice forming a response, in your mind or even speaking it out loud. This is a great way to train your brain to think and respond in English. Let's move to our next topic, ordering food at a restaurant. Imagine you're at a cozy Italian restaurant. The waiter approaches and asks, "Are you ready to order?" What would you say? A possible conversation could go like this. Waiter, "Good evening. Are you ready to order?" You, "Yes, I'd like the spaghetti carbonara, please." Waiter, "Would you like a drink with that?" You, "Sure, I'll have a glass of sparkling water." Here, the focus is on understanding key phrases and responding clearly. Notice how the language is polite and straightforward. This is a very practical scenario, and practicing it will help you feel more confident the next time you dine out. Now it's your turn. Imagine you're ordering food. What would you say? You can start by thinking about your favorite dish or drink. Practicing these small interactions will make a big difference in your listening and speaking skills over time. Let's keep going with another situation, asking for help while shopping. Imagine you're in a store and you can't find what you're looking for. You decide to ask a store assistant for help. Here's how the conversation might go. You, "Excuse me, could you help me find the toothpaste?" Assistant, "Of course, it's in aisle 3 near the shampoo section." You, "Thank you so much." Simple, right? Conversations like this are very useful because they happen all the time. By listening to examples like this, you'll start recognizing common phrases and understanding them more easily. Now, think about your own shopping experiences. What's something you often ask for help with? Try practicing how you would ask for it in English. It could be finding a product, asking for a size, or even checking the price. Let's take a quick pause here to reflect. Are these examples helping you visualize real-life situations? Practicing listening with scenarios like these is an excellent way to get comfortable with English. You're not just learning words, you're learning how to use them in context. Let's keep the conversation going. Up next, planning a day out with friends. Let's keep the conversation going. Now, we're going to dive into planning a day out with friends. This is another situation where listening and understanding key phrases can help you feel more comfortable in casual conversations. So, imagine you're chatting with a friend about going out for the day. The conversation might look something like this. You, "Hey, what do you want to do this weekend? I'm thinking we could go to the park and maybe grab some lunch afterward." Friend, "That sounds fun. We could also go to that new cafe near the park. I've heard great things about it." You, "Great idea. What time do you want to meet?" Friend, "How about 11 a.m.? We can walk around the park and then head to the cafe for some coffee." You, "Perfect. I'll see you then." In this situation, You can see how easy it is to plan something simple, like meeting up with a friend. The key is using clear, friendly language to organize your plans. It's about expressing what you want to do, listening to your friend's ideas, and agreeing on a time. These types of conversations are common, and they give you a chance to practice your listening and speaking skills in a real-world context. Now think about it. How would you invite a friend to hang out? Or, if you're the one being invited, what would you say in response? Try to say it out loud, or even write it down. These simple interactions can be used over and over again in daily life, and practicing them will help you get more comfortable. Next up, let's talk about making small talk with a coworker. You've probably had these kinds of conversations at work or school. Short chats that aren't about anything too serious, but help build rapport with others. Let's say it's Monday morning and you run into a coworker in the kitchen. Here's how that conversation might go. You: good morning, how was your weekend? Coworker: it was nice. Thanks for asking. I went hiking in the mountains. How about you? You: that sounds amazing. I just relaxed at home and caught up on some reading. Coworker: that's great. Sometimes it's nice to just take it easy. Are you working on anything exciting this week? You: not much yet, but I'm looking forward to our meeting on Wednesday. This is a classic example of small talk. Notice how the questions are simple and open-ended. How was your weekend? Or, are you working on anything exciting this week? These types of questions are perfect for getting someone talking and helping you practice your listening comprehension. The beauty of small talk is that it doesn't require deep knowledge of complex topics, but it helps you practice listening to the other person's response and then giving a thoughtful reply. The next time you're having a similar conversation, try to practice these questions and responses. Maybe even use them the next time you see a coworker or someone you know. Speaking of work, let's move on to a common scenario at the office or a meeting. This is especially important for those of you who might be working in an environment where you have to communicate in English. For example, you might need to ask a colleague about an upcoming project or give a quick update in a meeting. Let's see how that might sound. You: hi, I wanted to check in on the progress of the new project. Are we still on track for the deadline? Colleague: yes, we are. The design team is almost finished, and I should have the final report by Thursday. You: great. Let me know if you need anything from my side. Colleague: will do. Thanks. In this conversation, you're practicing how to ask for information and respond in a professional way. You're also learning how to express yourself clearly, which is very important when you need to communicate in a work environment. Whether it's about a project, a meeting, or an update on a task, these are the kinds of conversations you'll likely be involved in. By practicing these types of dialogues, you're strengthening your ability to listen to instructions or updates and respond appropriately. So now, let's switch gears and talk about making plans for a vacation. This is something we all love to do, planning a trip to a new destination. Whether it's a weekend getaway or a longer vacation, it's always fun to discuss the details with someone. Let's imagine you're planning a vacation with a friend. Here's what a conversation might look like. You: so, I was thinking about going to the beach for a few days. What do you think? Friend: I love the beach. When were you thinking of going? You: how about next month? I was looking at a few resorts, and there's one that has great reviews. Friend: that sounds perfect. How about we also look into a few activities like snorkeling or visiting some local markets? You: absolutely. I've always wanted to try snorkeling. Let's make a list of things to do. This conversation is about organizing and making decisions with a friend, and it includes some key English phrases you'll use in real-life situations. The conversation is clear with specific details about the trip, like the dates, location, and activities. These are the types of discussions you'll have when you're making plans with others, so practicing them is an excellent way to improve your English. Take a moment to think about your dream vacation. Where would you go? Who would you take with you? Practice saying it in English. Perhaps you want to ask a friend if they'd be interested in joining you. Or you might want to plan out the details in English, like the destination and the activities you want to do. As we continue, let's discuss another common situation: asking for directions. This is a very practical skill, especially when traveling or even in your own city. Knowing how to ask for directions in English can save you a lot of time and stress. Let's look at a simple example. You. Excuse me, could you help me? I'm looking for the nearest subway station. Local. Sure, go straight down this street, take the first left, and the station will be on your right. You. Thank you so much. Local. No problem. Have a great day. This situation happens all the time, and understanding how to ask and give directions is very useful. Listening to these types of examples will help you recognize the words and phrases you need to understand when you're out and about. The more you practice these types of dialogues, the easier it will be to navigate in English, whether you're traveling or exploring a new city. Let's dive into some exciting topics, starting with discussing your hobbies and interests. Everyone has hobbies, and they're a great way to connect with others, whether it's playing sports, painting, reading, or even something like cooking. Sharing what you love to do can lead to interesting conversations. Let's imagine you're talking to a new friend, and they ask you about your hobbies. Here's how that conversation could go. You. So, what do you like to do in your free time? Friend. I enjoy reading books, especially mystery novels. How about you? You. I love playing football and also painting. It helps me relax after a busy day. Friend. That's awesome. I've always wanted to try painting. What do you usually paint? You. Mostly landscapes, like mountains and sunsets. I find nature really inspiring. In this conversation, you're practicing how to talk about something you enjoy and listen to others share their hobbies. It's a fun way to get to know someone and practice your English at the same time. If you haven't already, think about what hobbies you have. How would you explain them to someone in English? Try to talk about it out loud or write it down. You'll feel more comfortable the next time you have to explain your hobbies to someone in English. Next, let's talk about your dream job. Everyone has a dream job, something they've always wanted to do. It could be something exciting like being a pilot, a teacher, or a photographer. Or maybe you've always wanted to start your own business. When talking about your dream job, you can use phrases like, I've always wanted to, or my dream job is. Here's an example of how a conversation about a dream job might go. You. If you could do any job in the world, what would it be? Friend. I think I'd love to be a travel photographer. I've always wanted to capture beautiful moments from around the world. What about you? You. That sounds amazing. For me, my dream job would be to become a writer. I love creating stories and sharing ideas with people. Friend. That's so cool. Have you started writing? You. Yes, I write short stories in my free time. I'd love to one day write a novel. Talking about your dream job is an exciting way to express your passions and hopes for the future. It's also a great opportunity to practice using future tense in English. You're learning how to describe your goals and talk about what you want to achieve in life. Now, let's switch gears and talk about how to take public transportation. This is something that many people do daily, especially in big cities. Knowing how to use public transportation in English is important because it's often the easiest way to get around. Whether you're taking a bus, subway, or train, there are a few key phrases you'll need to know. Let's look at a simple scenario. You. Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to the train station? Local. Sure. Walk straight down this street, take a right at the second intersection, and you'll see the train station on your left. You. Thank you so much. Local. You're welcome. Have a great day. In this situation, you're asking for directions to a train station. It's a great example of how to use English when navigating public transport. You might need to ask about the best route, the cost of a ticket, or the time of the next bus. These are all useful phrases to know, and practicing them will help you feel more comfortable when traveling around in an English-speaking city. Let's move on to describing a special event. This could be anything from a wedding, a birthday, or even a graduation. Describing an event allows you to use vocabulary related to emotions, celebrations, and special moments. Here's an example of how you might talk about a wedding you recently attended. You. I went to a wedding last weekend. It was so beautiful. Friend. That sounds lovely. What was it like? You. The ceremony was held in a garden, and the bride looked stunning. Everyone was so happy, and we had a great time dancing and celebrating. Friend. Wow, that must have been a special day. You. It really was. It was one of the best weddings I've ever been to. Talking about special events lets you practice storytelling in English. You can describe the details of the event, how you felt, and what made it memorable. It's a great way to improve your speaking skills by sharing experiences with others. Now, let's talk about your recent vacation. Everyone loves a good vacation, and talking about it is a fun way to practice English. When you describe a vacation, you can talk about where you went, what you did, and how it made you feel. Here's an example. I just got back from a trip to Italy, and it was amazing. Friend, that sounds incredible. What did you do there? I visited Rome, saw the Colosseum, and had the best pasta of my life. The weather was perfect, too. Friend, I'm so jealous. Did you try any other activities? Yes, I went on a guided tour through the vineyards in Tuscany. The views were breathtaking. When you talk about a vacation, you're practicing how to use descriptive language to share your experiences. You can talk about the weather, the food, the sights, and how the trip made you feel. It's a great way to improve your vocabulary while having fun sharing your memories. Finally, let's discuss talking about your neighborhood or city. Whether you live in a big city or a small town, talking about where you live can be a great conversation starter. You can describe the places you like to visit, the people you see, and the things that make your area unique. Here's an example. I live in a small neighborhood just outside of the city center. It's really quiet and peaceful here. Friend, that sounds nice. What's there to do in your area? There's a beautiful park nearby where I like to walk. There's also a great cafe where you can get the best coffee. Friend, that sounds perfect for a relaxing weekend. Definitely. It's nice to escape the busy city sometimes. Talking about your neighborhood or city allows you to share what makes your area special. You can describe the landmarks, the culture, and the people. It's a great way to practice using descriptive language while connecting with others. These types of conversations are something you'll use every day in English. Whether you're discussing your hobbies, your dream job, or describing an event or vacation, these topics give you the chance to improve your speaking and listening skills. Take a moment to think about your own experiences. How would you talk about your hobbies? Where would you like to visit for your next vacation? These are simple, real-life conversations that will help you become more confident in your English skills. Let's dive deeper into some more engaging topics. First, we're going to talk about how to overcome challenges in learning English. We all face obstacles when learning a new language, but the key is to turn those challenges into opportunities for growth. For example, I remember when I first started learning English, I struggled with listening comprehension. It was so hard to understand native speakers, especially when they spoke fast. At first, I felt frustrated, but then I realized that listening to podcasts and watching movies in English helped me improve. The more I practiced, the more I understood. And over time, listening to English became easier and even enjoyable. So, how can you overcome challenges in learning English? The first step is to recognize that everyone faces difficulties, even advanced learners. If you feel like you're not improving fast enough, don't worry. Everyone progresses at their own pace. Instead of focusing on what you can't do, focus on what you can do. For example, if listening to native speakers is hard, start with slow podcasts or YouTube videos that explain things in simpler English. Practice every day, even for just 10 or 15 minutes. Over time, you'll notice improvement and you'll feel more confident in your abilities. Now, let's move on to a more fun and lighthearted topic: how to talk about your favorite movies or TV shows. Discussing movies or TV shows is something most people enjoy. It's an easy and interesting way to practice speaking English. When you talk about a movie or a show, you're practicing how to express your opinions, describe characters, and explain plots. Let's look at an example. Have you seen the movie Inception? Friend, yes. It's such a mind-bending film. What did you think of it? I loved it. The concept of dreams within dreams was so interesting. The special effects were amazing, too. Friend, yeah, the visual effects were incredible, especially the part where the city bends. But I was a little confused by the ending. Me too. But I think that's what made the movie so fascinating. It left me thinking for days. Talking about movies and TV shows gives you the chance to practice describing actions, emotions, and characters. You can talk about your favorite scenes, why you like certain characters, or what you didn't enjoy. This helps you practice expressing opinions and explaining reasons, which is very useful in everyday conversations. Next, let's talk about how to give compliments in English. Giving compliments is a nice way to make others feel good, and it's a great way to practice positive language. You can compliment someone's appearance, their achievements, or even their personality. Here's an example of how a conversation might go. You. Wow, you look amazing in that dress. It really suits you. Friend. Thank you. That's so sweet of you to say. You. Of course. And I love how confident you look. Friend. Oh, thanks. That makes me feel even more confident. Compliments are important because they help you practice positive language and build good relationships with others. In English, you can also compliment someone's skills, like their cooking or their work. For example, your cooking is always so delicious, or you did a fantastic job on that project. Complimenting others helps you build rapport and show kindness in conversations. Moving on, let's talk about how to describe a memorable experience. Memorable experiences are the moments in life that stand out and shape who we are. Whether it's a trip you took, an important achievement, or a special event, describing these moments is a great way to practice speaking English. Here's an example of a conversation. You. I'll never forget the time I went hiking in the mountains. It was such a beautiful experience. Friend. That sounds amazing. What was it like? You. The view from the top was breathtaking. I could see the entire valley, and the air was so fresh. It felt like I was on top of the world. Friend. Wow, that's incredible. I'd love to experience something like that. You. You definitely should. It's one of those moments that stays with you forever. Describing a memorable experience gives you a chance to use vivid language and express emotions. You can talk about the sights, sounds, and feelings that made the moment special. This helps you practice using descriptive language and talking about past experiences in English. Now, let's talk about how to give advice in English. Giving advice is a useful skill, especially when you want to help someone or share your thoughts on a particular topic. Here's an example of how a conversation might go. You. I've been feeling a bit stressed lately with all the work I have to do. Friend. I understand. Have you tried taking short breaks throughout the day? It can really help clear your mind. You. That's a great idea. I usually just work nonstop, but taking breaks sounds like it would help. Friend. Definitely. Even just 5 minutes of stretching or a short walk can make a big difference. You. I'll try that today. Thanks for the advice. Giving advice is important because it helps you practice using modal verbs like should, could, and might. You're also learning how to offer suggestions and express concern for others. These are great skills to have in both casual and professional conversations. Let's move on to talking about future plans. Talking about the future is something we all do. Whether you're planning for the weekend, a vacation, or even your career, it's a common topic of conversation. You can talk about your goals and what you hope to achieve. Here's an example of a conversation. You. I'm really looking forward to my trip to Japan next summer. Friend. That sounds amazing. What are you planning to do there? You. I want to visit Tokyo, see the cherry blossoms, and try all the traditional food. I'm really excited about it. Friend. That sounds like an incredible trip. I'm sure you'll have an amazing time. Talking about future plans helps you practice using future tenses like will, going to, and plans to. You're also practicing how to express excitement and anticipation, which is a great way to show enthusiasm in English. Finally, let's talk about how to express your opinions on various topics. Being able to share your opinion is an essential skill in any language. Whether you're discussing a movie, a book, or a current event, expressing your thoughts clearly and respectfully is important. Here's an example. You. I think technology has really changed the way we communicate. What do you think? Friend. I agree, but I also think it's made some relationships more distant. You. That's true. Sometimes it feels like people communicate more through texts and emails than in person. Friend. Yeah, but at the same time, it's also made it easier to stay connected with friends and family across the world. In this conversation, you're practicing how to express opinions, agree, and disagree with others. These skills are useful in everyday conversations, as well as in discussions about work or school topics. As you can see, these topics are practical and relevant to real-life situations. By practicing these conversations, you'll be able to express yourself more confidently in English. Remember, the more you practice, the easier it becomes to understand and speak English in everyday life. Let's move on to another important topic that many people face when learning English: how to stay motivated and avoid burnout. Learning a new language, especially at the C1 to 2 level, can be overwhelming at times. There are days when you feel like you're making great progress, and then there are days when everything feels hard. I've had my fair share of those moments too. I remember one time when I was really struggling with fluency in English. I had been practicing for hours every day, and yet I still couldn't express myself the way I wanted. It was frustrating, and I almost considered giving up. But then I realized something. Learning a language is a journey, not a race. It's okay to have bad days. What's important is that you keep moving forward, even if it's just a little bit at a time. For example, one day I decided to change my approach. Instead of focusing only on grammar and vocabulary, I started listening to English podcasts while doing other things, like walking or cooking. The more I heard natural conversations, the more I started picking up new expressions and ways of speaking. It was a slower, more relaxed approach, but it worked wonders. The key is to find ways to keep the process enjoyable. Maybe you can listen to an English podcast about a topic you love, watch a TV show in English, or even join an online language group where you can practice speaking with others. The goal is to make learning English feel less like a task and more like a part of your daily life. Don't be afraid to experiment with different learning methods and find what works best for you. And remember, small steps lead to big progress. Now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about how to talk about your daily routine in English. A simple, everyday topic like this can be surprisingly useful when it comes to practicing speaking skills. Being able to talk about your routine not only helps you improve your fluency, but also builds your confidence. Here's an example of how you might describe your day. In the mornings, I usually wake up around 7 a.m. I like to start the day with a cup of coffee and listen to the news in English. Friend. That sounds like a great way to wake up. What do you do after that? After my coffee, I usually go for a short walk in the park to get some fresh air. I find it helps me feel more awake and ready for the day. Friend. I love going for walks in the morning too. It really helps clear my mind. Exactly. Then, I head to work and spend most of the day in meetings or writing emails. In the evenings, I like to relax by reading a book or watching a TV show. Talking about your routine might seem simple, but it gives you a chance to practice talking about daily activities, expressing preferences, and describing events in the past and present. These are all important skills when it comes to fluency in English. Speaking of routines, let's dive into the topic of how to talk about your hobbies and interests. Everyone has things they enjoy doing in their free time, and talking about them in English is a great way to practice. Whether it's playing sports, painting, cooking, or something else entirely, hobbies give you a chance to use descriptive language and talk about activities you're passionate about. Here's an example. One of my favorite hobbies is playing the guitar. I started learning when I was a teenager, and it's something I still enjoy today. Friend. That's so cool. What kind of music do you like to play? I mostly play rock music, but I also enjoy learning acoustic songs. It's really relaxing to play some soft tunes after a busy day. Friend. That sounds amazing. I've always wanted to learn an instrument, but never had the time. It's never too late to start. I always tell people that learning something new can be a great way to relieve stress. When you talk about your hobbies, you're practicing how to express your likes and dislikes, how to explain why you enjoy certain activities, and how to describe them in detail. All of these are useful skills for having natural conversations in English. Now, let's switch to a topic that's both practical and fun: how to give directions in English. Giving directions is a great skill to have, especially if you travel or interact with people who are unfamiliar with your area. Imagine you're helping someone find their way to a nearby cafe. You. Sure, it's easy to get there. Start by walking straight down this street for about 5 minutes. When you reach the park, take a left and you should see the cafe on your right. Stranger. Got it. Is it close to the subway station? You. Yes, it's just a few minutes walk from there. If you're coming from the subway, you'll see a big red building right in front of you. The cafe is just past that building. Stranger. Thanks for your help. I'll find it easily. You. You're welcome. Enjoy your coffee. Giving directions requires you to use a mix of prepositions, verbs, and expressions that help guide someone from one place to another. It's a great way to practice your speaking skills while helping others at the same time. Plus, it's something that can be used in everyday life, whether you're in your city or traveling to a new place. Let's talk about another very useful skill: how to make small talk in English. Small talk is one of the most common forms of conversation, whether you're talking to a neighbor, a colleague, or someone you meet for the first time. It's important to know how to start and maintain these casual conversations. Here's an example of a typical small talk conversation. You. Hey, how's it going? Friend. Pretty good, thanks. How about you? You. I'm doing well, just been really busy at work lately. Friend. I know the feeling. It seems like there's always something to do. Any plans for the weekend? You. I'm actually planning to visit a museum. I've been meaning to go for a while, so I'm excited about it. Friend. That sounds fun. I love museums. Which one are you going to? You. I'm going to the Modern Art Museum. It's one of my favorites. Small talk conversations are great for practicing everyday language and building relationships with others. They help you practice things like greetings, asking and answering questions, and talking about current events or weekend plans. These conversations may seem casual, but they are essential for connecting with people and improving your English fluency. Lastly, let's talk about how to describe a special event. Special events can be anything from a birthday party to a wedding, or even a major achievement in your life. Being able to describe these events in detail is a great way to practice storytelling and using descriptive language. Here's an example. You. I'll never forget my sister's wedding. It was such a beautiful day. Friend. That sounds amazing. Tell me more about it. You. The ceremony was held at a lovely garden, and the weather was perfect. My sister looked stunning in her wedding dress, and there were flowers everywhere. The reception was held in a beautiful hall, and we danced all night long. Friend. Wow, that sounds like a dream. What was the highlight of the day for you? You. For me, it was the speech my father gave. It was so emotional, and we all cried. It really made the day even more special. Describing a special event helps you practice how to convey emotions, explain the details of an experience, and talk about significant moments in your life. It's a great way to practice using rich, descriptive language. These topics are just a few examples of what you can talk about in English, and they all help you improve your listening and speaking skills. By practicing these conversations and using real-life examples, you'll become more comfortable with English in no time. Keep listening, keep practicing, and remember that language learning is a journey, not a race. Let's continue with another engaging topic that's relevant for improving English skills: how to handle misunderstandings in conversations. We've all been there. Moments when what we say isn't quite what we mean, or when we misinterpret what someone else is trying to say. It can be frustrating, but it's also a great opportunity to learn and grow in our language skills. I remember a time when I had a misunderstanding with a friend over a movie recommendation. I thought they were suggesting a comedy film, but they were actually talking about a drama. We ended up watching a movie that neither of us really enjoyed, all because of a simple miscommunication. Looking back, I realized that if we had clarified what we meant earlier, we could have chosen a movie that we both liked. Handling misunderstandings is crucial in language learning because it teaches us to listen carefully, ask for clarification when needed, and be patient with ourselves and others. One effective way to overcome misunderstandings is by using phrases like, "Could you please repeat that?" Or, "I'm not sure I understand. Could you explain it again?" These simple phrases can make a big difference in keeping conversations clear and productive. Another important aspect of handling misunderstandings is being open to different cultural perspectives. Sometimes what seems clear in one culture may be interpreted differently in another. For example, gestures or expressions that are common in your culture might have different meanings elsewhere. Being aware of these differences can help prevent misunderstandings and promote better communication overall. Now, let's shift gears and talk about how to give constructive feedback in English. Whether you're in a classroom setting, working on a project with colleagues, or simply giving your opinion to a friend, knowing how to give feedback effectively is a valuable skill. Giving constructive feedback means offering suggestions and insights in a way that helps the other person improve without causing offense. It's about being specific, focusing on behaviors or actions rather than personal traits, and offering solutions or alternatives. Here's an example. I really appreciate the effort you put into the presentation. Your slides were clear and well organized. Friend, thank you. Is there anything you think I could improve? One thing I noticed is that the introduction was a bit lengthy. Maybe you could condense it to grab the audience's attention more quickly. Friend, that's a good point. I'll work on making it more concise next time. Giving. Constructive feedback not only helps others improve, but also enhances your own communication skills. It requires empathy, active listening, and the ability to articulate your thoughts clearly. Practicing this skill in English will not only make you a better communicator, but also more confident in expressing your ideas and opinions. Moving on to another practical topic, how to discuss future plans and goals in English. Whether you're talking about your career aspirations, travel plans, or personal goals, being able to talk about the future is essential. It helps you practice using future tenses, expressing ambitions, and making plans. Here's an example of discussing future plans. I'm really excited about my upcoming trip to Europe. I've always wanted to visit Italy and Spain. Friend, that sounds amazing. When are you planning to go? I'm thinking of going next summer. I want to explore different cities and experience the local culture. Friend, have you started making any specific plans? Not yet, but I'm researching places to visit and things to do. I want to make the most of my time there. Discussing future plans allows you to practice using phrases like I'm planning to, I'm thinking of, and I want to, which are essential for talking about future intentions and goals. It's a great way to expand your vocabulary and improve your fluency in English. Let's continue with how to describe a challenging situation and ask for help in English. Whether you're facing a difficult task at work, navigating a new environment, or dealing with a personal issue, knowing how to describe challenges and seek assistance is important. It helps you practice using problem-solving language, expressing concerns, and seeking advice. Here's an example. I'm having trouble understanding this project requirement. It seems more complex than I expected. Colleague, I can help you with that. Let's go through the details together. Thank you. I appreciate your assistance. Colleague, no problem. I'm here to support you. Describing challenging situations and asking for help not only improves your language skills, but also builds relationships and fosters teamwork. It shows that you're proactive in seeking solutions and willing to learn from others. Practicing these conversations in English will enhance your ability to communicate effectively in various situations. Now, let's talk about how to express opinions and preferences in English. Whether you're discussing a movie you've seen, a book you've read, or a restaurant you've visited, being able to express your opinions clearly and respectfully is essential. It helps you practice using phrases like I think, in my opinion, and I prefer, which are useful for sharing viewpoints and engaging in discussions. Here's an example. I really enjoyed the new movie. The storyline was captivating, and the acting was excellent. Friend, that's interesting. I thought the plot was a bit predictable, but I liked the special effects. It's fascinating how different people can have varying opinions about the same movie. Expressing opinions and preferences allows you to practice using descriptive language, supporting your viewpoints, and engaging in meaningful conversations. It encourages critical thinking and helps you articulate your thoughts more effectively in English. Let's move on to another important skill, how to negotiate and make compromises in English, whether you're discussing a business deal, planning an event with friends, or resolving a conflict. Negotiation skills are crucial. They involve finding common ground, making concessions, and reaching mutually beneficial agreements. Here's an example of negotiating. You: I think we should finalize the project timeline by next week to stay on track. Colleague: I understand your urgency, but I think we need more time to gather all the necessary information. You: how about we set a deadline for the end of the month? That way, we have enough time to review everything. Colleague: that sounds reasonable. Let's aim for that deadline and reassess if needed. Negotiating and making compromises requires active listening, understanding different perspectives, and finding solutions that satisfy everyone involved. It's a valuable skill for both professional and personal interactions, allowing you to navigate diverse situations with confidence. Finally, let's touch on how to discuss cultural differences in English. Whether you're traveling abroad, working with colleagues from different backgrounds, or interacting with international friends, understanding cultural differences is essential. It helps you build empathy, respect diversity, and communicate effectively across cultural boundaries. Here's an example of discussing cultural differences. You: in my culture, we greet each other with a handshake, but I've noticed that here, people prefer to bow as a sign of respect. Friend: yes, greetings can vary a lot depending on cultural norms and traditions. You: it's fascinating to learn about these differences and how they shape our interactions. Discussing cultural differences allows you to practice using culturally sensitive language, showing curiosity about other cultures, and fostering inclusive communication. It enriches your understanding of the world and enhances your ability to connect with people from diverse backgrounds. These topics are just a few examples of how you can practice and improve your English skills through natural and engaging conversations. By exploring different subjects, sharing personal stories, and using accessible language, you'll become more confident in speaking English fluently. Remember to keep practicing, stay curious, and embrace the journey of language learning. Let's dive into another engaging topic that's both practical and useful for improving English skills, discussing everyday routines and habits. Whether it's how you start your day, manage your time, or unwind after work, talking about routines helps you practice essential vocabulary and expressions for describing daily life. Imagine waking up in the morning and going through your routine. For me, mornings are all about having a healthy breakfast and getting ready for the day ahead. I find that sticking to a morning routine helps me stay organized and focused throughout the day. It's also a great way to set positive intentions and kickstart productivity. One thing I've learned about routines is that they're not just about what you do, but also about how you approach each task. Whether it's making your bed, exercising, or preparing meals, routines help establish a sense of structure and stability in daily life. They can also be a source of comfort and mindfulness, allowing you to stay grounded amidst the busyness of life. Now, let's shift gears and talk about how to navigate social gatherings and events in English. Whether it's attending a party, networking, event, or family gathering, knowing how to socialize effectively is key to building relationships and feeling confident in social settings. Social gatherings can be both exciting and challenging, especially when you're meeting new people or trying to connect with colleagues or friends. One tip for navigating social events is to prepare some conversation starters or topics in advance. This can help break the ice and keep conversations flowing naturally. Another important aspect of socializing in English is being attentive to cultural norms and etiquette. For example, greeting people with a smile and a firm handshake is common in many English-speaking countries. Showing genuine interest in others' stories and perspectives can also foster meaningful connections and enrich your social interactions. Let's also explore how to give and receive compliments in English. Whether you're praising someone's work, appearance, or personality, knowing how to give genuine compliments can brighten someone's day and strengthen relationships. Giving a compliment is more than just saying something nice. It's about acknowledging someone's efforts or qualities in a sincere and thoughtful way. For example, if a colleague does a great job on a project, you might say, "Your presentation was really impressive. You explained everything clearly and made it easy to understand." On the flip side, receiving compliments graciously is also important. Instead of brushing off compliments, try responding with a simple thank you or acknowledging the specific aspect of yourself that was complimented. This shows appreciation and encourages positive interactions with others. Lastly, let's discuss how to express gratitude and appreciation in English. Whether it's thanking someone for a favor, expressing gratitude for a thoughtful gesture, or appreciating the people in your life, expressing gratitude is a powerful way to strengthen relationships and foster positivity. Gratitude can be expressed in various ways, from a simple thank you to a heartfelt note or gesture of appreciation. Taking the time to acknowledge and thank others for their kindness or support shows that you value their efforts and contributions. In conclusion, these topics, discussing routines, navigating social gatherings, giving and receiving compliments, and expressing gratitude, are all valuable for practicing and improving your English skills. By engaging in natural conversations, sharing personal experiences, and using accessible language, you'll continue to build confidence and fluency in English. Keep exploring new topics, staying curious, and enjoying the journey of language learning. Let's continue exploring more topics that are both engaging and practical for improving English skills. Today, let's delve into effective strategies for managing stress. Stress is a common experience for many people, and learning how to manage it effectively can greatly improve your overall well-being and productivity. Managing stress starts with understanding its sources and recognizing its impact on your mind and body. For instance, deadlines at work or school, personal relationships, and unexpected challenges can all contribute to feelings of stress. Identifying these triggers can help you develop strategies to cope with them more effectively. One approach to managing stress is practicing mindfulness and relaxation techniques. This could include deep breathing exercises, meditation, or taking short breaks throughout the day to clear your mind. These practices help reduce stress hormones and promote a sense of calm and clarity. Another effective strategy is maintaining a healthy lifestyle. This involves eating nutritious foods, getting regular exercise, and ensuring you get enough sleep. Physical activity releases endorphins, which are natural mood lifters, while a balanced diet and adequate sleep support overall well-being and resilience to stress. Additionally, time management plays a crucial role in stress management. Organizing your tasks, setting realistic goals, and prioritizing your responsibilities can help reduce feelings of overwhelm and anxiety. Breaking down larger tasks into smaller, manageable steps can also make them feel more achievable. Let's shift gears now and talk about how to effectively negotiate in English. Whether you're negotiating a business deal, discussing terms with a client, or reaching agreements with colleagues, effective negotiation skills are essential for successful communication and collaboration. Negotiation involves finding common ground, understanding different perspectives, and seeking mutually beneficial outcomes. It requires clear communication, active listening, and the ability to articulate your needs and interests while respecting those of others. One key aspect of negotiation is preparation. Before entering a negotiation, it's important to research the topic, understand the other party's position, and anticipate potential objections or concerns. This preparation allows you to approach the negotiation with confidence and flexibility. During the negotiation process, active listening is critical. Paying attention to verbal and nonverbal cues from the other party helps you understand their priorities and interests. Asking clarifying questions and paraphrasing their points demonstrates your engagement and commitment to finding a mutually acceptable solution. Another important skill in negotiation is flexibility. Being open to alternative solutions and willing to compromise demonstrates your willingness to collaborate and find common ground. This approach fosters trust and strengthens relationships, paving the way for successful outcomes. Lastly, effective negotiation requires patience and perseverance. It's normal for negotiations to involve multiple rounds of discussion and adjustment. Staying calm, maintaining a positive attitude, and focusing on constructive dialogue can help navigate challenges and achieve mutually beneficial agreements. By practicing these skills, managing stress effectively, and negotiating with clarity and empathy, you can enhance your English proficiency in real-world contexts. These topics not only expand your vocabulary and language skills, but also empower you to navigate various situations with confidence and competence. Keep exploring new topics, engaging in meaningful conversations, and enjoying the journey of continuous learning and improvement in English. Let's now explore another important aspect of everyday communication, talking about personal achievements and goals. Whether it's in a professional setting, during social interactions, or even reflecting on your own journey, discussing achievements and goals helps you articulate your progress and aspirations. Talking about personal achievements can be a great way to highlight your strengths and accomplishments. It's important to approach this topic with humility and confidence, focusing on specific examples that demonstrate your skills and dedication. For instance, you might talk about a project you successfully completed at work, an award you received, or a skill you've developed over time. When discussing goals, it's helpful to be clear and specific about what you hope to achieve. Whether it's short-term goals like improving your language skills, or long-term goals such as advancing in your career or traveling to new places. Articulating your goals helps you stay motivated and focused on your aspirations. Reflecting on your journey towards these goals can also provide valuable insights into your personal growth and development. Sharing challenges you've overcome, lessons you've learned, and strategies you've used to achieve your goals can inspire others and foster meaningful conversations. Let's shift gears now and discuss how to effectively give presentations in English. Whether you're presenting at work, in school, or at a conference, delivering a clear and engaging presentation requires preparation, confidence, and effective communication skills. Preparing for a presentation involves researching your topic, organizing your ideas, and creating a structured outline. This helps ensure your presentation flows logically and keeps your audience engaged. Using visuals such as slides or charts can also enhance understanding and retention of key information. During the presentation, it's important to speak clearly and confidently. Practice speaking at a moderate pace, enunciating your words, and using appropriate gestures to emphasize key points. Maintaining eye contact with your audience and observing their reactions can help you gauge their understanding and engagement. Another aspect of effective presentations is storytelling. Incorporating personal anecdotes, case studies, or real-life examples can make your presentation more relatable and memorable. Storytelling helps connect with your audience on an emotional level and reinforces the relevance of your message. Lastly, handling questions and feedback gracefully is essential in presentations. Be prepared to address questions confidently, clarify any uncertainties, and engage in constructive dialogue with your audience. This demonstrates your expertise and willingness to interact with others, fostering a positive impression and enhancing your communication skills. By mastering these skills, discussing achievements and goals with clarity, and delivering effective presentations with confidence, you not only improve your English proficiency, but also build valuable skills for professional and personal growth. These topics encourage you to engage in meaningful conversations, share your experiences, and continue learning and evolving in your English language journey. Let's continue our exploration with another essential topic for everyday communication: making decisions and solving problems. Whether it's deciding on a career path, resolving conflicts, or navigating life's challenges, honing your decision-making and problem-solving skills is crucial for personal and professional growth. Making decisions involves weighing options, considering consequences, and choosing the best course of action. It's about evaluating factors like risks, benefits, and your own values and preferences. For example, when faced with a career decision, you might weigh job stability, personal interests, and growth opportunities. Effective decision-making also involves gathering information and seeking advice from others. Consulting mentors, researching options, and seeking diverse perspectives can provide valuable insights and help you make informed choices. This approach ensures thorough consideration of different viewpoints and enhances decision-making clarity. Solving problems goes hand in hand with decision-making, as it requires identifying issues, analyzing root causes, and implementing solutions. It involves critical thinking, creativity, and resilience in overcoming obstacles. For instance, in a workplace scenario, problem-solving might involve troubleshooting technical issues or resolving team conflicts. One effective strategy for problem solving is breaking down complex problems into manageable steps. This approach allows you to tackle each issue systematically, identify priorities, and allocate resources effectively. It fosters a proactive approach to addressing challenges and promotes continuous improvement. Furthermore, effective communication plays a key role in both decision-making and problem-solving. Clearly articulating your thoughts, listening actively to others' perspectives, and collaborating on solutions contribute to successful outcomes. It builds trust, encourages teamwork, and strengthens relationships in various contexts. Let's shift gears now and discuss how to effectively manage time and prioritize tasks. Time management is essential for balancing responsibilities, achieving goals, and maintaining productivity. It involves planning, organizing, and allocating time to tasks based on their importance and urgency. One strategy for effective time management is using productivity tools and techniques. This could include creating to-do lists, setting deadlines, and using digital calendars or task management apps to track progress. These tools help you stay organized, prioritize tasks, and meet deadlines consistently. Prioritizing tasks involves assessing their significance and impact on your goals. It's about identifying tasks that contribute most to your objectives and allocating time and resources accordingly. This approach ensures that you focus on high-priority activities and avoid being overwhelmed by less urgent tasks. Another aspect of effective time management is managing distractions and maintaining focus. Minimizing interruptions, setting boundaries, and creating a conducive work environment can enhance concentration and productivity. This allows you to work efficiently and achieve optimal results in your daily activities. Lastly, time management includes self-care and maintaining a healthy work-life balance. Taking breaks, exercising, and practicing mindfulness can rejuvenate your energy and enhance productivity. It's important to prioritize self-care to sustain long-term performance and well-being. By mastering these skills, making decisions, and solving problems effectively, and managing time and priorities with efficiency, you not only enhance your English proficiency, but also develop essential life skills. These topics encourage you to engage critically, problem-solve creatively, and continuously improve in your personal and professional endeavors. Keep exploring new topics, engaging in meaningful conversations, and applying these skills to enrich your English language journey and overall growth. Let's delve into another crucial aspect of everyday communication: building effective relationships. Whether in personal or professional contexts, fostering strong relationships is essential for collaboration, support, and personal growth. Building effective relationships starts with communication. It's about listening actively to others, understanding their perspectives, and expressing yourself clearly and empathetically. For example, in a professional setting, effective communication can enhance teamwork, resolve conflicts, and promote a positive work environment. Trust is another cornerstone of effective relationships. It's built over time through honesty, reliability, and mutual respect. Being transparent in your interactions, fulfilling commitments, and demonstrating integrity contribute to trustworthiness and strengthen interpersonal connections. Empathy plays a pivotal role in understanding others' emotions and perspectives. It involves putting yourself in someone else's shoes, showing compassion, and offering support when needed. Empathetic communication fosters deeper connections, enhances emotional intelligence, and builds rapport with others. Another important aspect of relationship building is constructive feedback. Providing feedback in a respectful and constructive manner helps individuals grow and improve. It's about offering specific observations, focusing on behaviors rather than personalities, and suggesting actionable steps for development. Moreover, effective relationships thrive on mutual appreciation and recognition. Acknowledging others' contributions, celebrating achievements, and expressing gratitude fosters a positive atmosphere and strengthens bonds. This creates a supportive environment where individuals feel valued and motivated to collaborate. Let's shift gears now and discuss the importance of lifelong learning. Lifelong learning refers to the continuous pursuit of knowledge, skills, and personal development throughout one's life. It's about embracing curiosity, seeking new experiences, and adapting to evolving circumstances. One benefit of lifelong learning is personal growth and self-improvement. It allows individuals to expand their knowledge base, develop new talents, and explore diverse interests. For example, learning a new language, acquiring digital skills, or studying a hobby enriches life experiences and enhances cognitive abilities. Lifelong learning also fosters adaptability and resilience in an ever-changing world. It equips individuals with the skills to navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and stay relevant in their careers. Continuous learning encourages innovation, problem-solving, and creative thinking in various domains. Furthermore, lifelong learning promotes social connections and community engagement. It provides opportunities to meet new people, collaborate on shared interests, and contribute to society. Engaging in learning communities, volunteering, or participating in cultural activities enriches social networks and enhances well-being. Lastly, lifelong learning contributes to professional development and career advancement. It helps individuals stay competitive in the job market, acquire industry-specific knowledge, and pursue career transitions or advancements. Continuous skill development and ongoing education open doors to new opportunities and career pathways. By embracing lifelong learning, building effective relationships, and nurturing communication skills, you not only enhance your English proficiency, but also cultivate a rich and fulfilling life. These topics encourage you to engage deeply, learn actively, and apply newfound knowledge and skills to enrich your personal and professional endeavors. Keep exploring new topics, engaging in meaningful conversations, and enjoying the journey of continuous learning and growth in English and beyond. Let's now delve into a discussion about navigating cultural differences in everyday interactions. Understanding and respecting cultural diversity is crucial in a globalized world. Whether you're traveling abroad, working with international colleagues, or engaging with diverse communities in your own country, cultural differences encompass a wide range of aspects, including language, customs, traditions, values, and social norms. Recognizing and appreciating these differences fosters mutual respect and effective communication across cultural boundaries. One key aspect of navigating cultural differences is cultural awareness. It involves being open-minded, curious, and willing to learn about different cultures. For instance, learning basic greetings, understanding dining etiquette, or familiarizing yourself with local customs can help you navigate unfamiliar cultural contexts respectfully. Effective communication across cultures requires sensitivity and adaptability. It's about being mindful of language barriers, using clear and simple language, and avoiding slang or idiomatic expressions that may not be universally understood. Communicating with patience and empathy promotes understanding and builds bridges between cultures. Respecting cultural diversity also involves embracing perspectives that may differ from your own. It's about valuing different viewpoints, listening actively, and seeking common ground. Engaging in cultural exchange through dialogue, sharing experiences, and participating in cultural events enriches your understanding and appreciation of diversity. Navigating cultural differences extends beyond personal interactions to include professional settings as well. In multicultural workplaces, for example, effective collaboration relies on recognizing and leveraging diverse strengths, perspectives, and approaches to problem solving. Embracing diversity fosters innovation, creativity, and inclusive teamwork. Moreover, exploring cultural differences can be a rewarding journey of personal growth and enrichment. It broadens your worldview, challenges assumptions, and deepens your understanding of human connections. Embracing cultural diversity enriches your experiences, enhances empathy, and strengthens your ability to navigate complexities in today's interconnected world. Let's shift gears now and discuss the impact of technology on daily life. Technology plays a pivotal role in modern society, shaping how we communicate, work, learn, and connect with others. From smartphones to social media, technological advancements have transformed our daily routines and interactions. One aspect of technology's impact is its role in communication and connectivity. Social media platforms, messaging apps, and video conferencing tools enable instant communication and global connectivity. They facilitate sharing ideas, staying connected with loved ones, and collaborating with colleagues across geographical, Boundaries. Technology also enhances productivity and efficiency in various domains. From cloud computing to digital tools for project management, technological innovations streamline workflows, automate tasks, and improve organizational effectiveness. Adopting digital solutions empowers individuals and businesses to achieve more with less effort. Furthermore, technology has revolutionized learning and education. Online courses, e-learning platforms, and educational apps provide accessible resources for lifelong learning and skill development. They offer flexibility, personalized learning experiences, and opportunities to acquire knowledge anytime, anywhere. However, alongside its benefits, technology presents challenges such as digital overload, privacy concerns, and the digital divide. Managing screen time, safeguarding personal information, and bridging gaps in digital access are critical considerations in harnessing technology's potential while mitigating risks. In conclusion, navigating cultural differences and embracing technological advancements are integral to thriving in today's interconnected world. By fostering cultural awareness, adapting to diverse perspectives, and leveraging technology responsibly, you enhance your ability to communicate effectively, collaborate productively, and navigate complexities in both personal and professional spheres. These topics invite you to explore new perspectives, engage in meaningful conversations, and continue learning and growing in your English language journey and beyond. Certainly. Let's wrap up our exploration with a focus on self-care and well-being. Taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally is essential for maintaining balance, resilience, and overall happiness in life. Self-care encompasses various practices that nurture your well-being. It includes physical activities like exercise, proper nutrition, and sufficient sleep, which are fundamental to maintaining good health and energy levels. For instance, regular exercise not only boosts physical fitness, but also enhances mood and reduces stress. Mental and emotional self-care involves managing stress, practicing mindfulness, and cultivating positive thinking habits. Techniques such as meditation, deep breathing exercises, or engaging in hobbies and interests can promote relaxation, improve focus, and enhance emotional resilience. Setting boundaries is another aspect of self-care that fosters healthy relationships and personal well-being. It's about prioritizing your needs, saying no when necessary, and allocating time for activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Establishing boundaries supports self-respect and prevents burnout or overwhelm. Moreover, self-care includes nurturing social connections and seeking support from friends, family, or community. Building a support network provides emotional validation, encouragement, and a sense of belonging, which are crucial for mental and emotional well-being. Incorporating self-care into your daily routine is a proactive approach to maintaining overall wellness. It's about making conscious choices that prioritize your health, happiness, and personal growth. By investing in self-care practices, you cultivate resilience, enhance life satisfaction, and sustain long-term well-being. In conclusion, self-care is a cornerstone of personal development and holistic well-being. By integrating physical, mental, and emotional self-care practices into your lifestyle, you empower yourself to navigate life's challenges with greater resilience, positivity, and fulfillment. Remember to prioritize self-care as an essential part of your journey towards living a balanced and fulfilling life.